Y'all check out this sweet Camaro in front of the shop.
Take a look at them big meat Larry Hoovers there.
Yeah, are we gonna run some errands or something?
We're gonna go to the bank, try to get that loan.
Going to the bank?
I found this supercharger on Summit, $4 grand, 16 easy payments, $199.99, and we're gonna add like 7,000 horsepower to this car, like that.
3 payments.
You heard it. Charlie's Custom Creations presents Dan's Camaro, Buildemdriveem, and we're taking it to the bank. See if they'll give us a loan to put a fat supercharger on this sucker. It's really easy to confuse a vehicle like this for a fighter jet. So Cody's gonna run you through the startup sequence here.
First, safety, step 1.
Especially if you're going to the bank to ask for a loan, you wanna let them know that you're professional and that you care about the law.
And safety.
So show them you're wearing your seatbelts.
Next, you have this beautiful button that says on and off. You simply hit the switch thing.
Everything gets all excited. Chicow!
Next, you power up your Pro Cube.
Your Pro Cube?
Pro Cube, that aligns our trans brake to be engaged. Go ahead and flip those babies on. Next, it's got the handy dandy fuel pump. Gets to cranking all that high octane racing fuel to the front up here to our big old Holly. And then you ignite her. Oh, first, you gotta be in park. Then you ignite it. Now, we have ignition. The fighter jet is soon to take off.
Hold on, you need your fan.
Boom. Now we cool. Watch this right here. Ready? Race car stuff.
So, since this car came in, it's kind of been your baby, hasn't it?
Yeah, me and the old Camaro's had a heck of a time together. It was really smooth sailing other than trying to find some big old meat Larry Hoovers to go on the back.
You guys can see the size of the wheel tub on this sucker, and there's just no way we're gonna run a normal tire on that. This build wasn't a full turnkey, wasn't a full resto. This car has been a project for a little while for a good friend of ours, Dan, the man.
Dan is awesome. We love working with Dan. He follows our YouTube. He makes sure he keeps up with what we're doing. We always appreciate that from our customers.
Dan the man, #1 biggest fan, that's you.
Dan is a big fan of this car, so we're glad to make it right for him.
Now Cody, tell us all what you were involved with on this build.
Well, Dan wanted it to do this right here. He wanted to be able to hop in this car and take it down the road, so that's what we made it able to do. We put headlights and turn signals in the front fiberglass body. We installed radiator hoses and finished up the wiring for Dan. We did the switch panel, got all the bells and whistles working, and overall turned a race car into a street car. We put a sway bar on this thing to really help out with the steering. You know, she handles like a champ.
Whoa!
Yeah, it handles like a normal driver. Also, he had some balloon tires on this thing that just really didn't fit the street profile look. So he's running a set of Mickey Thompson Sportsmans now. We put a 373 True Track in the rear. Did a set of 33 spline axles. We ran some fuel lines for this thing. Ran some brake lines. Overall, made it run, drive, stop, do what it's supposed to do. And Dan's gonna enjoy this car. He's gonna drive it to some shows, maybe run it down the strip.
Man, it's a pretty quick car, honestly.
To be a 355, this thing's pretty stout. It's running a pretty crazy cam with a solid set of lifters. It's definitely got some power to be what it is.
Yeah, it's just an old small block.
It's an old small block, but you know, you got this grab a gear disappear button here. We also added in some coilovers in the rear, new shocks in the front to give it that nice smooth ride. Gave her a sway bar to keep the front really, like I said, really tight. The front was like driving a boat when it showed up. You could turn one way and you had a lot of action. So making this thing turn and stop all together has been definitely been a big improvement to the car, and it handles great.
What about that Raptor liner job you did?
Yeah, in the back, it's got an awesome set of tubs, but those tubs were a little bit noisy. We actually put a little bit of boom mat on the underside of the tubs. I took an aluminum welded every 3 inches on the mini tubs, make it less noisy, and then we threw some Raptor liner on it to really finish it out.
DEI, thank you. Makers of Boom Mat, wonderful product. We're covered in Boom Mat.
Boom mat everywhere.
We'd Boom Mat the world if we could. You should see my house.
It's all boom mat. Soundproof.
People can't hear your screams. Let's talk about this switch panel, because that's not original.
Well, before we simply had some tape on there telling us what done what, and I went up to Charlie with the idea of, hey, let's make a switch panel. And about an hour later, in Charlie's magnificent mind, this is what he came up with. Yeah, it's cut out CNC, nice aluminum finish with a little bit of clear, and I slapped her in, and now we know what's what.
So you actually hooked up 2-step and trans brake on this vehicle.
Yeah, so she's got 2-step, she's got a line lock as well to be able to do some sick burnouts, and surprisingly enough, she sets these big tires up and roasts them like it's no problem. Dan encourages burnouts. Dan is super cool. He was like, I want you to get this car together, and I want you to give her heck, but not heck. He told me to give it to her. So that's what we've done. Dan is a cool guy. He wants to do burnouts. And Dan is also looking forward to bringing us another car. He has a Chevelle that he wants done. He's not doing another race car. He's actually gonna do pretty much like a Pro Touring style LS Chevelle.
So Dan wants us to build him a driver? See, Dan's plan all along was to convince everybody that this one was the driver.
He found out our mad skills.
Girls only want boyfriends who have great skills.
And it was like, yo, I want another. And we were like, another one it is.
So we basically were like, hey Dan, we can sneak this one in. We can make you a sneaky race car that you can drive around in the meantime while we're building your driver. We know what's going on, Dan.
We know what's going down.
Anyways, we're here at the bank, so we'll let you guys know if we get this loan for this supercharger.
We need that supercharger. Hey, so Dan sent me down here. I got this picture of supercharger. Hold on, look. Look at that thing. Dan said you give me the loan. What kind of payments we looking at? I need this right here. I need this supercharger.
Sir, there's not even a last name associated. We're going to need a little more information than that before we hand over a supercharger loan.
Last name is Man, first name is Dan. Dan the Man said that y'all could do it.
All right, back from the bank. How'd that loan go, Cody?
I'm a little disappointed. They said that it wasn't possible to add any more bald eagles to this car, so they weren't able to give me the loan. Logan, I don't know if it's possible for us to be any cooler right now, though.
Well, that's literally why the bank didn't give us the loan. Like, we were too cool. Something about our credit too, but we were too cool is what they said. That's what I gathered.
I mean, we roll up in a freaking race car, harnessed up. Race car stuff.
Some of you may have noticed we actually don't have a speedometer in this car, and that's actually because we just carry around a permit all the time that says we're allowed to go as fast as we want. It's actually got race car plates. Tennessee just came out with those.
Our 0 to 60 times real quick. Our quarter mile.
Eventually.
It could happen.
Like what we're saying is it might get air before it even reaches a quarter mile.
We're almost breaking the sound barrier.
Yeah. Y'all don't want none of that.
Ready?
I'm ready. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa! Pretty quick.
Dude, This is a no-fly zone.
Today's the day Dan's Camaro's going home. Here's a short clip of the second time that Dan has ever drove the Camaro, and boy was he loving it.
Yeah, I brought it home, drove around the block, put it up on jack stands, and start tearing it down.
Wow.
So this is the second time I've driven it.
Well, I'm glad I got to ride with you, Dan.
Guys, the action in the shop lately is heavy. I mean, just look at these 2 quarter panels. Heavy. Seriously, we've got a pretty cool roster of new build series coming up that you can see. Of course, we just kicked off the 37 last week. Well, next up on that roster is going to be our 64 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. One more new build is a 1971 Pro Touring Monte Carlo project. Check out Cody's sweet new toolbox in the back. Don't forget, Columbus Good Guys is weeks away, where we'll take Nevermore on the autocross track again. If y'all are enjoying our videos, please share them with a friend, leave a like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think because it really helps. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook so you do not miss out on anything in between uploads. We're not going anywhere. We've got a shop full of fun. We want to share it with you.